Hey, so welcome to Deep Stretch. I'm Danny. I'll guide your practice today. And most important thing is to take care of yourself, honor your body, whatever is going on for you today. I'll give you lots of options. And in the classroom here, we're going to play with lots of different props. If you're home and you don't have some of these props, I'll give you some options throughout the class. So and it's good learning too if you want to do this at home and you don't have these kinds of props. But a lot of the times when we're rolling, it'll be a tap or a self massage for you at home or with the ball. I'll give you an option to massage your foot as well with that. So we'll play. And one thing just to show you towards the end of the practice, we will be doing a twisting pose, which you may have done lots before, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. So in the twisting pose, we'll actually begin this way in more of like a little fetal position, and then open and focus the upper body in the rotation and the twist. So sometimes what happens with this, if your shoulder or upper body is feeling a little bit tighter, you might find that your arm is not actually reaching the floor. So part of it's okay because you'll get a stretch in the front body, but if it's a little bit too much or you just want to have more of a mellow experience, use any prop to just give yourself a rest here, and you'll still be getting the benefit of the twist in the upper body. Make sense? So just, the reason, give you a little extra bit of info. The reason we do this is because we're trying to focus the twist on the upper body, the mid and upper back, not the lumbar spine, the low back. So yeah. Okay, so let's start out in a standing position for our centering today. So come up and adjust yourself with your feet hip distance apart or a little bit wider. It's really whatever is most comfortable for you. Arms relaxed by the side of your body. Make a few little movements through your shoulders, mouth, jaw. Can make any other little movements with the feet too, especially if they feel tense. And from there, find yourself in a grounded place, rooting into the support of your feet. Lengthen from the ground all the way up towards the sky as if you had a little string at the top of your head. Relax your arms. Soften your eyelids, partway or completely closed. And take your time. Take a moment here to arrive into the space wherever else you've been already today. Take a deep breath as best you can through your nose or mouth. Optional exhale through the mouth with a sound or sigh. Again, deep, full breath in through nose or mouth. Exhaling it out, letting go any tension from your day, from your week. And in this space, acknowledge what's current for you in your physical body, any places that feel more tense, tired. And also affirm the areas of your body that are feeling more spacious, at ease, already energized. Also welcome the presence of your mind, if your mind is more busy or bouncy, or maybe it's more spacious or neutral. Welcoming however you're showing up today. And gradually allow some light to return to your eyes. With the inhalation, scoop your palms and arms forward in space to the sky. You can lift the gaze as well for a little neck stretch. With the exhalation, bend your elbows, trace the front line of your body. Chin lowers. Inhale again, scoop and lift. Exhale to bend and lower. And continue a few more rounds here, coordinating breath, motion. Also providing a little bit more anchor for your mind. Opportunity to let the focus be this motion as you deepen your breath. So moving into a full diaphragmatic breath, full and wide. Envision 360 degrees of the breath in motion. The final cycle here as the palms lift skyward. This time with the exhalation, palms connect, lower the hands in front of your heart space. Gaze down at your fingers. Take a moment here to create focus, direction, purpose for your time on the mat in your space. So it could be as simple as calling in a one-word quality, something like ease or connection, healing, perspective, forgiveness, openness, so anything that you want more of. To that place, to each other's company, gently fold your head towards your heart. And slowly release your arms by the side of your body. Invite your shoulders into a little rolling motion up, back, and down. From there, pause, shoulders at ease on your back body. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Toes can even touch heels a little open. Bend your knees, both hands come onto your knees. Create a few gentle rotations in one direction. So allowing for a little bit of joint awakening here. Circle your knees opposite way. Pause, lengthen through your legs, readjust to hip distance apart, hands to hips. A few gentle hip movements here. Circumference can be small or larger, your choice. Reverse in the opposite direction. The speed can also vary. So especially if you're going super fast, might just experiment with a little bit of a slowing down. Returning back to a place of center here. Inhale, circle, sweep your arms up to the sky. Interlace your hands above you, bend your elbows. And from here, move through the torso and the elbows, wrists. So it's a little bit of a circular motion as if you were stirring a pot upside down. So let it be small movements. Gradually reverse opposite way. And slowly returning back to a place of center. Release your arms by the side of your space. Step the feet a little bit wider and start to shake everything out. So the fingers, forearms, upper arms, center of the body, hips, legs, shake it out as well. And then if your knees are pretty good to go, disconnect your feet from the ground, create a whole body hop. Deep breath in, option for a little sound. It's a little not just to be silly, but to actually let go of some jaw tension. From there, pause, relax your eyelids, close or to the earth. Take a moment just to feel breath, heat, anything that's shifted. From there, reawaken the gaze, adjust your feet hip distance again. Inhale to sweep the arms back up to the sky. This time with your exhalation, lower your hands to your thighs, little bend in the knees, round your mid and upper back, cat stretch. With the inhalation, straighten your legs, lift your arms, cactus position. Lift the gaze, little extension, cow stretch. Exhale again, round in, coil. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. Final cycle here to round inwards. The final cycle to lengthen from the mid and upper spine. Exhale, return your low back to neutral, arms by the side of your body. Inhale, circle arms back to the sky. Exhale, interlace your hands behind you, elbows at whatever comfortable angle works for you here. Root down, breath in to elongate skyward. The exhalation, gentle arc to your right side. Inhale back through middle. Exhale, gentle arc to the left. Focus on lift and length as opposed to crunch here. Inhale to rise. Exhale to arc. One more time. Visiting the left side. Inhale back through center. Exhale to gradually release your arms. Separate your feet a little even wider than hip distance here and start to lift heels off the ground, arm swing side to side. Let the arms be heavy. Just awakening different planes of your body. Continue to release tension from mouth, jaw. And gradually start to slow down this motion. Returning back to a pause with your arms. And from here, if you have a ball available, use that. So you're gonna place the ball underneath of your right foot and just start to go forward, back, forward, back. If you're at home and you don't have a ball, just sit comfortably, chair or cushion support, and you're gonna do the same thing. So you're gonna use your knuckles to roll the tissues, but with your knuckles. So this is to warm up some of the muscle tissue that we have in the body. It's actually kind of cool. It runs from the soles of your feet all the way up your back body and actually ends up right here at the front of your forehead. So just by working the feet, we actually can create release tension from the whole back line of the body. Okay, if you're working with the ball, pause at center, and from here, do a few little weight presses in towards the center of your foot. If you're working without a ball, you'll do similar things with your thumbs. Just do some presses, or again, you can use the fist to do some presses at center. And from there, return back to a full ball roll. And here, a little bit more freedom to explore. So move to the inner edges, outer edges. If there's a spot that feels a little bit more tender that you want to dig into a little bit, somewhere on your foot, go ahead and do that. You can also play with spreading your toes on the ball as well. If you're at home, can work the foot with your thumbs on either side, and then also interlace your fingers in between your toes and create some space there. Okay, and slowly switch sides to your opposite foot. Give it a little bit of attention, starting with that full roll of the ball or the knuckle sweep on the foot. Check in with your mind if your thoughts are taking you elsewhere, opportunity to come back. Refocus on this moment, breath still present in the background. And gradually pause, center of your foot, give a little bit of weight, bend into your front knee, sink in to the center of your foot. And from there, returning back to the full roll of the ball Again, remember, if you're at home, you can do the thumb presses, walking up and down the sole of the foot. Then also, especially if your toes feel tight, if you wear shoes, a lot of your day opportunity to spread, create a little bit of more spaciousness there. If there's any other tender spots, give them a little bit of love and attention. Okay, and then gradually pausing. Move the ball back to the side. You can put it in its little home. And from here, come up to, once you're done, take your time. Come up to the front edge of your space. And with your inhalation, circle the arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, deep bend in the knees, fold forward down towards the earth, and gradually step one foot, one knee back, then the other foot, other knee back. From there, shift the weight onto your hips and extend your legs long out in front. Grab your roller here for support. So anytime when we're using the roller, if you experience a burning sensation on your muscles, not a good idea. So you want to back off or just take a break. Otherwise, we'll play with rolling out some major lower body muscles today. So starting out with the calf, take your right foot on top of the roller, left foot comes on top of that. Especially if your wrists are tender, know that you can use your blocks here for support to grab them as opposed to have the hands flat. But we do want to add some body weight. So lifting the hips, the sitting bones off the earth, just going to do a little roll forward and back on your calf. If you're at home and you don't have a roller, this is where a little massage can work, or you can also tap your calf moving up and down. So that's going to be your option at home. Massage or tap is going to get a similar effect to the roller. So again, if your wrists are not happy at any point, you can take a little break. Stay with the breath. Okay, and then from here, take a moment, break for your wrists, switch sides, the opposite leg, cross your ankle, a little roll onto the calf. And again, same thing, if you find like a tender spot that you want a little bit more support. Oh, I like that option too. Yeah, this is a great, if you're feeling that that's too intense, you can always place a foot onto the ground as well. Okay, and then from there, slowly release back down, take a little break for your wrists, squeeze them out, especially if they're in tension. And from here, move your roller towards the hamstrings. So again, lifting the body. Probably don't need as much lift here, but working both legs at the same time for the hamstrings, if that's available for you. And again, if you don't have a roller at home, you can do a little squeeze, massage for the hamstrings, and then also a tapping motion. Just trying to get the fascia muscle tissue to unbind and awaken here. Okay, so from the hamstrings, let's move up to the glutes. So working one glute at a time. So you'll sit on your roller, hands still supporting you back behind. And then it's a little bit, of an angle. So the knees come to the side, just so you get different areas of the glutes you can explore and move. If you're at home without a roller, this one's probably easier doing standing up, so you can give yourself a nice tap on your glutes. If you're at home and you do have a tennis ball instead of a roller, so you know that you can also do the same thing using just tune-up balls or one tennis ball, so you can explore rolling on the glutes as well. Remember, if there's any sort of burning sensation, we don't want that, so back off. But ideally, you should feel sensation that feels somewhat good. All right, and then switching to the opposite side or the other side of your body here. So just exploring rolling. Again, if you're at home, tap or use tennis ball, getting the same effect. Check in with your breath, bring your awareness back to staying curious what's happening in your body. And exploring different angles. Can always slow it down, especially if there's a spot that feels a little tighter. And from here, gradually pause, come off of your little roller. We'll switch to our final little muscle group. We'll work with the quads and IT band and adductor. So you want to come onto all fours for this one. Shift your weight onto the roller, forearms come to the earth so you have support and not a lot of pressure onto the wrists. You can interlace the hands. So take your time, and then it's a little roll forward, back. Slow this one down. If you're at home without a roller, again, I recommend doing this one more standing, so you can give yourself nice taps on the quads. You can also do a nice big squeeze of the muscles as well. Stay with your breath. And from here, starting to explore the IT band a little bit. So this will require you just to shift to one side, doesn't matter which one you start with. It can be a little awkward, but shifting to one side and then again, little roll. So working from the side of your hip to just a little bit above the knee. And this can be really tense on a lot of people, so be compassionate to yourself. If you're at home, again, similar idea, you're just going to be tapping the side of your hip down to the side of your knee or giving it squeezes. And then let's switch to the other side. Notice the difference here. If one side feels a little bit more open than the other, very normal to have that in the human body. A few more soft breaths here. Remember, you can always slow it down, whether you're rolling or tapping or squeezing. And from that place, returning back to center, come up onto all fours, tabletop. Thank you, little roller. We're done with you for now. Okay, in tabletop, grab both of your blocks for support. Here, start with them at their center height level. Take a pause just to notice what's happening in your body at the moment, anything communicating, reverberating. And from here, inhale to float your right leg back behind you. The exhalation, step your right foot through in between your hands. So depending on how your hamstrings are feeling, I use the blocks at the highest setting just because my hamstrings are a little bit tighter. So you can try that out and then go from there. If you're at home, if you don't have blocks, you can always just tent your fingertips or bring the hands into fists. Inhale to lift your back leg off of the earth and start to move just a little forward back. Bend both knees, shift. The heart expands a little bit, and then with the exhalation, round back. Inhale to bend. Exhale. One more time here to bend. This time, as you draw back behind, we're trying to target the calf. So really anchor your back heel towards the back edge of your mat. The heel doesn't need to touch the ground at all. Ideally feeling something in the calf. Notice your upper body. So you might need to bring your blocks a little bit more towards you in order to keep the spine long. Are you all feeling anything in the calf? Okay, good. Just double checking. Deep breathing here. Sustaining our stretches for about 30 seconds or so. One more inhale. With the exhalation, gradually step your left foot just a little bit closer, toes turn towards center. And with the inhalation, lift back up to center space. Yeah, such a shorter stance. Inhale to sweep the arms up to the sky. Excuse me. With the exhalation, hinge at your hips, fold forward once again. Couple options here. So hands can pause at the front thigh. Our real focus here is to ensure the low back feels spacious and long. We're targeting the hamstring now. So you could hinge just a little bit lower, and hands can always come to the support of a block, or you can also stack the blocks up like this. Keep your feet energized towards the earth. Just finding a sweet spot for the hamstring. So it doesn't have to be super duper intense. Breathe into any sensation here. If you're at home without blocks, just as valid to have the hands onto your front thigh, quad. So staying engaged and stable here. The low back and core still active. One more breath. And with the exhalation, little bend into both knees, step up to the front edge of your mat and rise up with the spine long. Find a gaze point to help you balance here. Shift the weight into your left foot, hands come to your hips, start to bend your right knee back behind. Gradually reach for your foot. If the balance is way too much, you can always go by a wall to help you out. So less about the balance here today, more about the quad stretch. To start to energize a little bit of strength, the heel moving towards the sitting bones. At the same time, the right knee is heavy. Stay with the breath. One more inhale. And with the exhalation, lower your foot down, take a moment, honoring the heat on the standing leg. And from here, hands back to your hips, gaze still supporting you for balance. Anchor into your right foot this time. Inhale to lift your left knee slightly. Exhale, ankle to front thigh, figure 7 or 4. So it doesn't matter what angle you end up with here. You could stay right here. Always option to descend a little bit more, but spine is still long. Low back is not rounding here. Hands can come onto your front leg, or you could also use the blocks if you have them, 2 blocks or a stack. So working to stretch the glute here in figure 4, figure 7. Stay with a full and wide breath. Gradually here, as much support as you need. Lower your foot back down to the ground. Lengthen your spine. Inhale to sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, optional, open mouth, release, sound sigh. Take a moment to feel. And with the inhalation, sweep your arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hinge your hips, fold forward, deep bend in your knees, grab your blocks if you have them for support, and slowly step your right foot back behind you. Coming back to our beginning of the sequence here, move a little bit with breath, bending both knees. Next time your front leg moves towards straight, always welcome to have a front knee bend here, focusing on the stretch in your back leg. Start to descend your back heel towards the direction of the earth. And again, check in. This side might feel more open, more tight. Keep the spine long as best you can. So if you feel like your spine is rounding, shorten your stance a little bit. Full deep breath. And with the exhalation, shorten your stance. Right foot steps forward, hips towards square. Inhale, strong, active abdominals, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, release the arms down. Inhale to lengthen arms back up to the sky. Exhale, hinge your hips partway here. Both palms land onto your front thigh to begin the process. As best you can, the torso is at 90 degrees, so the low back is long. Focusing on your left hamstring this time. So check in, this might be enough, or if you have the blocks, hands can come to the blocks if your spine can stay in integrity, and stack the blocks. One more breath. Gradually here, lengthen through your spine, step up to the front edge of your mat, honoring any tension or heat in the leg. Gaze point supporting you here, hands to hips. Shift the weight into your right foot. Bend your left knee back behind. Reach for your foot. And again, if balance is a challenge today, use a wall. If you're not feeling enough of the quad stretch, start to hug your heel towards your body at the same time. Knee heavy in the direction of the earth. Standing leg strong. Relax to your mouth, your jaw. One more breath. And with the exhalation, release your foot back down. Gaze still supporting you here, hands to hips. Inhale, float your right knee up in the air. Exhale, ankle to front thigh, figure 4 or 7. So the angle really is based on what's happening for you in your hips. This might be plenty right here for the stretch of your glute. You can always take hands to thigh, hands to front shin, or again, if the blocks are available, hands to blocks, single or stacked. Remember to stay mindful of your spinal column, avoiding rounding in the low back. One more inhale. With the exhalation, gradually release. Foot down, bend your knees, straighten your torso. Take a moment to feel, to notice. And from here, gaze point again, out in front to support you with balance. Hands come to your hips. Inhale to lift your heels off of the ground. So starting to activate individual muscles that we've rolled and stretched. So working with the calves first, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Again, if balance is an issue for you today, be kind to yourself and use a wall for support. You can stay in this up and down motion, or next time you lift for just a little bit more activation, pause and sustain. Your choice, listen to your body here. One more inhale. Exhale to lower the heels back to the earth. Grab a block if you have one available. Block comes to the inner thighs. So you're trying to match hip distance here. So sometimes the block can work better in its wider position. So honor your body here, wherever you're at. Inhale to sweep the arms up to the sky. With your exhalation, bend your knees, shift the weight back behind. Hands come to your hips, firing through the quads, glutes also. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sink. Final cycle here. Sink down and pause if that's available for you for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to lift back to center. Exhale, grab your block. We'll move with the block here. Inhale to circle the arms to the sky. Exhale into your hips, deep bend in your knees. Both blocks can support here. And gradually take the blocks back behind and lower all the way down onto the sitting bones here. From this space, lower all the way down onto the ground gradually. Arms by the side of your body. Take your feet out further. So this is a hamstring bridge pose. So it's a little different than the traditional bridge. Your toes can come off of the ground for this. Your heels are what's planting onto the earth. Yeah, that's it. And from here, root into your heels. Inhale to lift your hips and pelvis as you squeeze your glutes. You might find some activation in your hamstrings. Exhale to lower back down. Inhale to lift. Anchor into your heels, targeting the hamstrings. Inhale to lift. Can stay in the up and down, or next time you rise up, sustaining the little hamstring bridge here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Release both feet back onto the earth. Take a moment. And from here, gradually roll onto your right side. You can use your right hand as a little bit of a pillow for support. Final activation here for the glutes. Inhale to lift your left knee off of your right, skyward. So the feet stay connected, yeah. Exhale to lower. Inhale again, lifting just the left knee, opening through the center body. Exhale to lower. Envision that you are in a little jar of honey. So you're moving slowly. So activating the glute muscle as you do that, pressing against gravity. Final time. Exhale to lower. With the inhalation, find the supportive way. Move your body all the way to the other side. Knees stack, feet connected. Left hand supporting your head like a little pillow. And move in the same way. Inhale to lift the right knee. Exhale to lower. Slow it down, fire through the muscle here. The final cycle. And when your knee is down, pause. Inhale to lift the knees back to center. Come onto your back body. Take a moment, deep breath in. Exhale it out, let go any tension. And from this space, grab your block, one of your blocks for support. Inhale to fire up through the glutes, lift your hips and pelvis off the ground, slide your block either at the first or second height option underneath your sacrum, little triangular bone below the low back, coming into a supported bridge pose. Pause there. And take notice what you're feeling in your body. You can stay right in this space, or for a little bit more of an amplified inversion, one leg, then the other lifts to the sky, knees can stay bent. If you're at home and you don't have a block, you can also do the same thing, lifting both legs up to the sky with your hips and pelvis on the ground. So yeah, your choice whether the legs lift or you're staying in the bridge pose. Deep breathing. Inviting the body to cool a little bit here. If your legs are elevated, gradually return your feet back down to the ground. In breath to energize center body, lift your hips, slide your block out of the way. Lower back down to the earth. Once more here, roll over to your left side, stacking both knees on top of each other, coming into a little fetal pose. Inhale to lift your right arm skyward. Start to open your torso arm over to the right side. Remember, you can use a prop here, block or bolster, to fill in the space if there's undue tension in your shoulder, arm. Send deep breaths to your mid and upper back, giving the body a little twisting support here. Check in if your mouth or jaw are still holding on to tension, let them go. And slowly with the in-breath, bring your knees back up through center, adjust your whole body, roll to the right side, support your head comfortably, stack your knees as best you can. And with the inhalation, let your head unfold as the arm opens, fill in the space. And again, checking in that this side might feel a little different or need something different than your other side. And with a soft breath, once again, inhale, return your knees to center, make any adjustments in your body so you feel even on the ground. Moving into final resting pose, feel free to slide a bolster underneath of your knees if you have that available. Make adjustments for your arms to be spacious, shoulders at ease. Eyelids relax. And take a deep breath in. Exhale to let it all go. Giving yourself time and permission to be in this final posture of rest and integration. Breath soft in the background. Facial muscles at ease. Full permission to simply be here. I'll be back in a few minutes to guide you back out. And very gradually become more conscious of your body. With your breath present, allow for a few gentle waking emotions through fingers, toes, eyelids, head, or neck. And with an inhalation, gradually hug your knees up to center. Roll over to one side in the fetal position. Offering gratitude here to your physical body, everything that it does to support you. From that place, lift back up. Feel free to use a hand for support, eyes soft or closed. Take a comfortable seat. Feel free to use a prop here, walker, bolster. Lifting through the low back. And take a moment to observe anything that has changed, shifted for you through your exploration of movement, breath. With the hands back in front of the heart space to acknowledge the word you called in, quality, your intention, each other's company. Gently bow your head to your heart center. Celebrating your wisdom, your strength. Namaste. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you have any questions, say hi. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.